In terms of being able to leverage the IN network, both domestically as well as globally, how much of that is going to be prioritized as you make these fresh investments, as you build on this India story? How is IAN itself going to change, both in terms of bringing new members on board, adding new capabilities, given the fact that, many of these areas that you're now investing in are nascent technologies, new technologies. So give me the landscape of how you intend bringing in these changes.
So, Shereen, that's probably the most important piece that you're talking about, because we sort of not, as I said, one more angel group or angel fund. We grew because when I did Infinity, which was, I think, the first VC fund in the private sector, maybe 99 or 2000, we realized that actually we didn't have a nursery of really good startups that were mentored. And so we didn't have enough deal flow. We were very lucky to be able to invest in companies like India Bulls and vendors, for example. So when we started the angel group, IEN, the whole idea was that we need to provide not just money, but support, advice, access to our networks, and hold their hands, because startups are in a position where their success depends very dramatically, very substantially on how much support, how much help, how much advice they can get. It's a difference between startups that succeed and startups that fail. So that was a very important part. And the whole idea was we got a group of 500 odd, CIOs, CXOs, successful entrepreneurs, the who's who, to come invest and also help. And that is what has created a scenario where over 15 years, we had a very low failure rate. 15, 20%. We're running an IRR consistently of 28%, 27, 29% because of this handholding. So the idea of the fund came as an extension of that, saying, look, we're doing the first check, 2 crores, 3 crores. What if they need 5 crores, 8 crores, 9 crores? Let's do that and provide them the same support and the same help. And that's now the extension of taking it further. So the check size will go up on an aggregate, Shereen. It was 9 crores last time. It'll go up this time to a slightly larger number, probably 16 to 18 crores across the life of the investment. But the single biggest thing, why will it work? It'll work for the reasons that the angel group and IAM and Fund 1 worked, which is that when we invest, we have Padmaja, Jaideep, and now Vinod holding their hands. We have an investment committee of a number of us who've been around for a long time, done startups, made mistakes, succeeded, sort of understood what life is about. So there's people like me and, Raman Roy, Ajay Chaudhary, whole lot of us. We chip in and we mentor these companies. We spend time with them. Each one of us adopts some of these companies. So whether it's a strategy, whether they need to be introduced to people who will help, we don't let them at any time feel that they are not supported.
Padmaja, what's the target that you've set for yourself at the Indian Angel Network? You were talking about impact, and so I want to understand from you on the back of the impact already created by leveraging the capital that you've deployed, and more importantly, now the vision for the future. What's the kind of impact that you intend to make? What are the targets that you've set for yourself? And both Jaideep and you spoke about wanting to focus on women founders. And that is something that I want to pick your brains on a little bit more, because, it continues to be a very uneven playing field. The startup ecosystem continues to be skewed in favor of male founders today. So what are you specifically doing to address that challenge?
So let me just build a little bit on what we've done so that it sort of gives you a background. till date, we've invested about 900 crores of this platform. And what we've been able to do is leverage that 900 crores, and companies have raised 18,000 crores behind this investment. So one of the things that we've probably been able to do is to handhold companies and help them scale early, so that their next rounds, and they are being able to scale, they're being able to attract good marquee investors and actually go global. So that is something which is a foundation on which we do plan to build in the Alpha Fund as well, to make sure that we are not only investing money, but we're investing time and mind space and the right expertise from wherever we get it. With the IN ecosystem itself is quite rich with that. That's number one. Number two, we've invested in about 200 companies, Shereen, and about 45 companies are founded by women co-founders, right? And I think what we are seeing increasingly on this front is we're seeing very, very high quality women in leading very I would say, breaking technologies. Think about the company Astrom, which is into 5G technologies. Neha Satark is leading that. And she's actually been able to not only create a technology which is breaking technology, but actually aligning with the 5G rollout of the country. And this is going to change the way our tier 2, tier 3 and rural people sort of access internet, right? And she's been able to get global money into her company. So I think this is something which really excites us. And we're seeing a lot of companies in biotech which are led by women. So overall, I think this 20%, a little over 20% that we've invested today in women-led companies, my sense is this will go up dramatically. The third thing that I think we want to really do is, while we are investing in a lot of the global plays like SAS, and Jaideep spoke about space tech, etc., but we do want to focus on what is really called climate or development kind of propositions. Today, the world needs that. There has been a huge focus, and rightly so, to my mind, where innovative solutions are just have to be built, not only for India, but for around the world. And we're seeing actually entrepreneurs build these from ground up. So I think we will have a focus on development from this fund, which we will want to also then be able to track, because you want to also build companies which are genetically thinking about the right things, if I may use that word, in terms not only of governance and compliance and all of that, but also ensuring that they are not impacting society adversely, but actually positively. And I think this fund, we want to make that little paradigm shift in making sure that we are embedding all of these things. And the last piece that I think I want to talk about is, when we were doing our last fund, we saw a number of opportunities in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I've been walking the streets, Odisha, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh. We've all been walking those states which are not common, in the usual VC parlance. But the opportunities that are coming out of there is phenomenal. And the founders of those companies are people who have absolutely, they are determined that they will build businesses. And I think those are the companies that we would like to support, because they actually will change not only their lives, not only their stakeholders' life, but society around them.
Yeah.
Because that will bring a huge value add to the community.
Well, we hope that the 1,000 crore rupee Alpha Fund, launched by the Indian Angel Network and first announced here on Young Turks, does create the kind of impact that Padmaja, Jaideep and Saurabh Srivastava have spoken of. We wish you and the team at IAN the very best of luck. As always, thanks so much for joining us. And we hope that the tribe of young entrepreneurs, well, actually, why just young entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs continues to grow, and may the tribe of women entrepreneurs grow as well. We hope that we see a much more robust, deep ecosystem develop. A happy Diwali to all of you, and thanks so much for joining us here on Young Turks. That's it then on this edition of Young Turks. We will take a break. There's a lot more coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment with more.